The first year of actually postpartum is a very interesting year, and that's why I said you need the proper support. If it was up to me, I think women would have a 1 year postpartum where you're just at home, the government is paying you to just relax, breathe, rest, recover. What I have come to learn is be gracious with yourself this month. And as you said, sometimes you think because you're healthcare workers that you're so adept at doing this. I don't think there's anything. Watch out the way we usually say you get a certificate in marriage. This one is just a whole different thing. You're put to the test before. It's like you know the way you read for an exam. You're put to the test before you even have an exam to read for. So you can imagine you have a new one. They have to feed, they have to sleep, they need to poop, amongst all other things. Ensure you have a support system, because one of the other reasons why most people end up into anxiety and depression, then psychosis, is because of a poor support system. What does a poor support system look like? That baby is waking up every 2 to 3 hours, right? Which means you're not resting, especially if you don't have anyone to be carrying the baby when you are asleep. So you breastfed the baby, you're done. You're still the one helping the baby to sleep so that they can be able to rest and you rest. And then you have to make sure you're the one cooking for yourself something to eat, and you have to eat that food. So by the time you've gone through that process, baby has woken up again. Then you feed them again. You need to make sure their bottles, your clothes are clean, the baby's clothes are clean, is the house clean, is food cooked for dinner for your husband, your spouse is coming back. What has happened? Every single time you're doing something, baby has woken up. Baby has woken up every 2 to 3 hours. So please ensure you have a support system. Your sister, your mother-in-law, your brothers, nannies. Let the baby, feed the baby, give away the baby. Go and sleep. If you can. Try as much as possible to get as much rest as you can, because at that time you're not just healing your reproductive system, you need to also allow space for your body to recover. In olden days, you found wet nurses. Actually, kings and queens used to have, even when you watch movies from Kitambo and series, you find wet nurses. A wet nurse is someone you find, I give birth, and then there's someone else who's recently given birth. So because they are producing breast milk, they breastfeed my child for me. So me, I just get the baby well fed, tapped up, maybe sleep them, but you're not breastfeeding. So it happens. I think it would be a very interesting concept to bring into the African and the Kenyan context, though the way the relationship of breast milk and people is a bit weird, Though you can imagine, for example, a mom who doesn't have both breasts for one reason or another, they would need somebody to help them with that, or need milk donated to them. There are places you can actually donate your milk to. So if you've actually collected too much milk, you can donate it. But this is where now the concept of how did you remove it from, were you clean, were you safe? There's a whole process. Do you have any form of infection? Do you have any condition? Because I can't just remove breast milk and give it to another mother. There's a lot of logistics, legal issues in between and politics. And I think it's in the Asian or the Indian population. They usually say a mom has to go for a minimum of, I think, 45 to 60 days before they get out of the bedroom. So it's usually a process. When you're in the bedroom, you have about a week of just being in bed. So the only thing you're doing is susuing, pooping, eating, breastfeeding. And then slowly you start walking around, and you're walking around the bed. So it's usually a process. And in the olden days, they used to actually let, even your spouse used to move out of the bedroom. They used to let a woman stay you're in the house with other fellow women, your mom-in-laws, your sisters, your aunties. They're the ones who used to take care of you, especially your aunties. Until you're fully healed, 3 months have passed, you're not being disturbed and being asked for intimacy, because they're actually people. Now, this is another stress factor. You're being asked for intimacy, you're barely 2 weeks postpartum. You're barely 6 weeks postpartum. Hata hujapona shule. Your brain is probably not even there in that space. Your brain is more focused on the child. So if your spouse is also gracious with you, it helps. Financial stability is also something else that affects people. In your head, you're thinking, okay, I'm meant to stay home for 3 months. There needs to be money to tender to this child. So that's why I said we need a support system. And at times it may not come from your own relatives, it can also come from neighbors. So as long as you have a support system, it usually helps out a lot. When somebody is going through from the point of anxiety, blues, that's why I said you need a support system. When you notice the mother is getting into postpartum depression, please get them help. It is not a bad thing to get someone help. It does not make you weak. It does not make you inferior. Please get them help. Because when you get them help, they are able to express themselves to their psychologist or their counselor about what they are going through. Somebody who can be able to understand them. For the people who are surrounding the mother who's going through postpartum depression, and I usually say this especially to the spouses, because that is the person who the mother is most linked to. Help them. This is directed to men because at times they think we are pretending or we are misbehaving or we are seeking attention or something of the sort. When you find that your spouse is crying a lot postpartum, they're just crying. You ask them why they are crying, they can't explain. You just find them seated in a corner. I just need some time. I just need some time. Don't let somebody cocoon themselves. I just need some time. You need to approach it from a very different perspective. Anakwambia tu hapana, staki, sijisikii. Something is wrong. And especially that crying. You're just crying, you're in a corner, you're crying, you're feeling. It is very bad when you find a mother. Most of the times, even when visitors walk in, the first person they ask for is who? The baby. Most of the times, you barely find people asking, how have you been? As a mother, how have you been? Are you sleeping? Have you eaten? Somebody has just got a new soup and brought it for you. Nannies are the ones who will tend to the mother because it's an instruction. So to the spouses, we recommend that when the mother has breastfed the baby, take shifts. During the day, especially if you have paternity, perfect. So in fact, during the day, the mother is with maybe the nanny. Maybe you've gone back to work, right? Because now we are doing postpartum depression around 3 months to 6 months. So during the day, the mother is being helped. When you come back home, let the mom rest. From example, from 8 to around 1 a.m. Let the mom rest when you're the one dealing with the baby, right? And then from 1 a.m., you sleep. So you see, you've given that mom a sleep period of about 4-5 hours. So at least their body is being able to rest. That's what I mean by us assisting each other. And let's get help. Because it's not easy. And things like you used to carry your firstborn, now you can't carry them. Why? You can't hold all that weight. Because they say you should carry the weight of your newborn. That is the maximum weight you should be able to carry. So already they're feeling bad. You can't lift them the way you used to play, things like that. Having a support system usually helps because you find, for example, your spouse may say, come. They're telling the first child, come, you're going out, you're going to take a walk, right? Number 2, you can go and be taking walks, all of you as a family. Now, this is the time when you've recovered and you're feeling much better. Number 3, for example, in your room, when you're still recovering, unatoa the newborn. You know, usually say the newborn will not remember. Just put it that way. The newborn will not remember whether you carried them or not, but your 3-year-old will remember. Your 4-year-old will remember. Mommy was never there for me, as you said. So, wacha newborn achukuliwe na watu wengine. Let the firstborn come mwambie, mommy is resting because mommy went, removed the baby from tummy or whatever you're going to explain. Then you lie with them, you can lie with them in bed, you can let them help you. Most of the times you find they want to help you more than the baby. So let them help you. Mommy, can I bring you a cup of water? Yes. Thank you. And you appreciate. Thank you. Yes, please. Mommy, can I help you change the baby's diaper? Yes. Wacha vuruge tu afanye kenye anataka. Okay, now let me finish. Okay, let's go wash our hands. Okay. If you're doing something, so if you're telling baby, appreciating and applauding the baby, most of us will find you're like, oh, this is so nice. And then the other one is just looking like, and me, they actually ask you those questions. And me, then you tell them, okay, yes, mama, you look so nice. Oh, yes, baba, you look really nice. Good job. You finished your food. Good job. So you're validating and actually just complimenting them as you're doing with the baby. Remember, The newborn will not remember. The toddler is the one who will remember. So look more to your toddler, taking, as we said. Feed them. If you kidogo kidogo, mommy, come today. I give you kidogo like baby. Okay, 2 spoons. Okay, now continue feeding yourself. You just feel nice. You bought something. You know, the newborn is now being bought for new things left, right, and center. When also your friends or other people are visiting, waambie pia wao waingie, hata kama ni socks tu, something very small. Wamletea gift something to something. So when they bring for the newborn, they also bring for the toddler. So your toddler also feels appreciated. As a parent, you're buying something, you find you brought diaper for this one. As I said, they're not remembering, and then you brought a piece of clothing for the toddler. So that helps but sort of balance. But as we said, uzazi haina manual. I know.